You're listening to the Open Books Podcast.
Your next chapter starts now.
Is it love, 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 love that I'm feeling? Is it love, 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 love that I'm feeling? Is she the one?
Welcome back to the Open Books Podcast. Your girls have been itching to get back in the studio and just hit record. If you've been reading along with us, then you know that today we're discussing Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeny. But before that, Colby, what's the 411?
The 411 is that I'm very happy to be here. Can we just say that this is our 21st episode?
21st episode.
I love that so much. It's been so much fun.
Like, we broke the 20s.
Yeah. I saw a statistic somewhere that most podcasts that get, I don't remember the percentage or the number, but it was like a majority of podcasts that stop after the 5th episode. Like, people just kind of give up on it.
Yeah.
So we broke the 20-point mark. And
we are doing some consistent things over here.
We are, and there's no end in sight.
There is no end in sight.
So we'll come back and listen to this at episode 100 and be
And
like,
just,
wow,
like,
remember those
celebrate.
girls?
Remember those young girls?
Those little bitty things. And here we are.
So you're saying we're skinty.
We're skinny! Well, this is going to be a great episode, though, because I thought that I was going to have a much different perspective on the book than I did when I was finished. So I'm really excited to talk about what happened in this book and what you took from it and the theories. The theories are
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Also, this is so kind of off topic.
It's fine.
I feel like I sound insane right now.
Like, what you mean?
Just like super nasally.
Nasally?
Yeah,
It's just, you're going through it.
I am going through it. But
I don't know. I like thick and nasally voice sounds. So,
can this just stay forever?
yeah, I
This
kind of love
sick and
that.
nasally?
I think it's really cute. I love when that happens to me. So, do you have a problem with the nasally voice? Like, no, you don't.
No, just ignore it.
Just get over it.
Get over
Everyone is going through illnesses right now. It's illness season.
it. Flu and strep are hardcore right
Mhm.
now.
Yep. We went the timer. It's happening again.
Y'all.
We record in our angel friend Millie's Pilates studio, and there's this
BRB.
timer that haunts us every time we're recording. It's like beep, beep, beep. We're going to pause real quick to find it. Okay, we're back. We found the timer that's haunting us, and we turned it off.
I
It might pop on again, though.
It will pop on again. I'm
But-
not going to lie. I'm not smart enough to turn it off.
We were just saying it looks like something that would be used in the Hunger Games. Like, it's like an old school.
Oh,
Timer.
wait, it really does have a compass on it.
Oh, literally. That's what you need with you in the Hunger Games. So,
And it's water resistant.
Yes.
So you definitely need that.
oh, yeah. So if it pops on, we'll just turn it back off. But before we get into Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeny, we're going to do our little weekly report.
Yes.
And go
it is
through all the
time
things.
for the report.
Okay. REPORT. Each letter has something valuable to present to the listeners.
Yes. I
So-
like the little tune that you did.
REPORT. Weekly report.
Makes me think of ITGIR.
You know I am that girl.
Mm.
R is for reading.
Reading.
Okay, I'll go first. I'm reading Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and The Untethered Soul. The same things that I was reading the last time we recorded, but I'm further along in both. Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes, I switched from hard book to Kindle. I tried so hard to read the hard book, the hard copy.
Yeah, I saw that you had the
Yes.
hard copy with
And
you.
I really loved walking around with it because it just made me look like she's a reader.
That girl is so mysterious.
She's so mysterious. She's a reader and she has the new book, but I couldn't do it. I tried reading it at night. It was like I was running into those problems that we talk about all the time of real book versus Kindle.
Mhm.
So I ended up just buying it on Kindle, and I'm actually flying through it now. It's so much easier to read with the Kindle. I am a Kindle girl.
Kindle girl through and through.
It's where it's at.
It is.
So that's what I'm reading. Untethered Soul, still finding so many amazing little nuggets in that book. Y'all have to read that book. I'm taking it slow, but I'm loving it.
I'm also still reading Untethered Soul, and same that you just said. Like, it's
Mhm.
every page gives you something so valuable. Valuable. So, very much enjoy my time with that book. And I also picked up. So I bought this book so long ago. Why men marry bitches.
I love that. I've never heard of that. Why do men marry bitches?
Why men marry bitches. And I literally have like, I dabbled in why men marry bitches.
What is it about?
It's literally, I cannot think of the author's name off the top of my head, but she's put together basically like how it answers the question, like why men marry bitches. Like
Okay.
and it's like a guide for girls that are too nice.
So you have to be a bitch.
So you have to be a bitch
Yeah.
because if not, you'll get walked all over.
It's so true.
And it is like you need to be the alpha.
It's so true.
So anyway, I had that book for so long,
And you were like,
I was like, let me just see.
yeah, let me just see what this is all about.
So
You
I don't
definitely
know.
have to be the alpha, and like your boyfriend always has to like you just a little bit more. You know?
Ooh, yeah.
Even if it's not real, you just have to think that. Like
No,
he
you
likes
just
me a
have to
little bit
think
more.
that way. It's like always fun to have the chase, you know?
Exactly. You have to be a bitch.
Equal parts chase.
A nice bitch.
A nice bitch, but not too nice.
Exactly.
Okay, what you eating?
Thin crust pizza.
Oh.
I've been really loving thin crust pizza. I feel like with me and Matt in our household, like we'll get pizza once a week,
Mhm.
once every 2 weeks.
Pizza's a good like go-to meal too.
It is. Like when you don't feel like cooking, you're like, let's just do pizza. So
Mhm.
lately, I've just been really loving the thin crust pizza from Domino's. It's so good. You feel like you eat less, even though you probably don't.
Because you feel so much lighter.
yeah, you just feel like a little skinny
a-
little thing.
With like
Little
a
tiny
little
little
thin
thing.
crust.
Yeah, that's what I've been eating. What about you?
Okay, let me put y'all on to a quinoa.
There it is.
Stop.
Y'all hear it?
A quinoa, kale and corn salad from City Greens.
Wow.
2 dressings. How it comes? Chef's kiss.
Jenks. Wait, what's City Greens? A brand or a place?
It's a restaurant,
Oh, okay.
but they have a few like they have one on Metairie Road, one on Poitras in the city. Delicious.
It's like just a really good salad.
Yes.
I love a really good
But that's
salad.
like what I was craving. Like
Mhm.
y'all, I was so sick all weekend. Like I'm not even kidding.
You were on your deathbed for real.
Deathbed. Like fever. It was horrible.
Ugh.
But I was like, I just want a good salad. Like I feel like my body was like, please reset. Like
Mhm.
please give us some greens.
Yes.
So
You went and got it?
I-
Like you went all the way and picked it up?
Yeah.
It was necessary.
it was necessary and it was good for me.
Well, I'm happy you're feeling better.
Thank you.
Are you feeling like all the way better? Or
No.
No. It's
Definitely not all the way better. Like I feel like I have the suds. Remember when
Mhm.
SpongeBob had the suds?
How could I forget?
Right?
Yeah. Poor SpongeBob.
And you just like, damn, I know
Yeah.
what that feels like.
Yeah.
That's how I feel right now.
You just like feel gray almost.
yeah.
Gray.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Playing?
Playing. Okay. First of all, I need recommendations for new TV shows. We're gonna say the same thing.
No, I have 2
Oh,
that you need to watch.
I'm so glad.
Well, you might
because-
have watched one already.
Okay. Well, I'm really glad because I am on the search. I feel like I've watched everything I've seen, everything I've needed to see at this point, and I need something new. But the only thing that I wanted to touch on was The Golden Bachelor. I watched the reunion.
Oh my gosh.
It was so good. I cried
It
because
was.
they just really knew what they were doing this season. The Bachelor was falling apart.
It was falling apart. It was crashing and burning. They
Literally.
had to do something to bring it back to life.
Yeah, they had to, and this did it. It was so good.
This did do it.
So Ellen talked about her friend who passed away before
Ugh.
she got to watch the series. It was just so freaking sad, but I can't wait to see who wins.
I did cry. But
Yeah,
I have
me
a
too.
hot take.
Okay, what is it?
Okay. I was going to save it, but I'll say it now.
Yeah, say it.
You saw who his final 2 are, right?
Yes. It kind of shocked me.
He, in my opinion, took the easy way out.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be so much easier for him to choose between
Mm-hmm.
Teresa and Denise.
What
her
is
name
her
Denise?
name? It's something like that. I don't think it's Denise though. Faith was the one that got eliminated.
Faith
which
was
I
the-
thought Faith was.
Oh, I thought she
Endgame.
was like 100%.
Me too.
And
What is the other girl's name?
is it Denise? Lisa? Denise.
I'll Google it.
Google it for
Yeah.
me. But I mean, how much harder would it be to have Faith and
Yes.
maybe Denise,
Yeah. Whatever her name is.
right? So I think he figured like, let me just get rid of Faith now. That way I know my choice at the end
Yep.
is so easy to make. Like he's not going to feel heartbroken when he lets Teresa go home. Not
No.
saying he doesn't have feelings for her, but
Yeah. I agree.
nothing like he had for Faith. I mean, he said he loved her. Leslie.
It's something like a Denise, a Leslie, something like
I've
that.
called this woman Denise since day one. Do you remember
Yeah,
when we
I
were like,
do.
okay, front runner favorites? I was like,
Yes,
Denise. And you were
Denise.
like,
Who? Sorry.
it's Leslie. Okay, Leslie. Leslie's going to win.
She's gonna win, but I totally agree. It's gonna be easier for him to let Teresa go.
Yes, I'm like, Teresa?
Yeah, I thought for sure she was gonna be the one going home. She's the one with like no look in her eyes. I love it. She just glazed over all the time. She's like, la la
And
la.
with the, and that's the one that Kathy was getting so pissed
Yeah,
because
she's like, zip it.
she would talk about her date.
I love
and
it.
she would get so pissed.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he took the easy way out because I thought him and Faith had something real. Well, they had that moment where they said "I love you" to each other in front of all the grands.
Yes,
In front
and
of all the grands.
Started making out.
It was so weird. That moment really took me out when they started kissing in front of all the grandchildren. They were like, "I love you." I was like, "Stop!"
Like your whole family's, and they're just like heads tilted, smiling, like, "Oh, I love this."
I'm like, "What?" I'm like,
Stop.
"Grandma, you're literally our
No.
grandmother. Stop it."
Like
We don't need to see that.
swapping tongues.
But-
Stop it.
Oh my God! But I was cracking up when me and you were sending voice notes back and forth of how Gary talks. He's like, Teresa, I just love when you put your hand on my back when we were in the car. You really made me feel so safe.
That's it.
Yeah.
You make me feel so special.
With that beautiful dead look in your eyes.
I've never driven a convertible.
But since my last wife, I've never had this feeling. But you, I gotta tell you, there's something special about you. He's so
But
sweet.
you know what? Gary, when you want to come on,
Yes. We will.
come sit with the open books girls.
Please let us interview you.
Please.
But that's really all I've been watching, The Golden Bachelor, and I'm looking for something else to watch. So what are you watching? What's your recommendations?
Okay. Taking Care of Maya.
Okay.
Have you heard of it? Have you seen
I think
it?
I've seen. Is it on Netflix?
Yes.
Okay. I've seen it, but
is
I've never watched it.
So good, and I don't want to give anything away without spoiling it, but it basically talks about like child protective services,
Mm.
but it's so corrupt.
Ooh. Is it a documentary?
Yes.
Okay.
It
I'm
is so
sold.
good.
I'm sold.
So good. Also, Escape from Ghost Train.
Ooh, what's that?
Oh my gosh. So there is an amusement park that was like super big in Australia, in Sydney. It's
Mhm.
called Luna Park.
Okay.
And it had all these different types of rides. Well, they had one, and it was Ghost Train. It was like a haunted train ride. Well, one night it caught on fire, and when it did, some people were able to be like, well, this is not part of the ride,
Mhm.
and get off. Well, they had 4 13-year-old boys, a dad and his 2, like a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, that were not able to get off. And people were literally watching this ride go up in flame, engulfed in
Oh my God.
flames. And there was a part of the train ride that would like come out, and like you would see it from the outside because it would come outside and go back in, but it had like the chain, like the fence around it,
Yeah.
The ride, the train, the little cars were coming out on fire,
No.
and people were watching this. And this
Knowing that
mom-
there were more people still stuck.
and the guys that were working the ride were going inside trying to get people because they could hear them screaming.
Oh my God.
Y'all, insane. Okay, like that. It's devastating, but it's a investigative documentary.
Okay.
So this woman and this guy are like, this fire was started. So basically, it's corrupt as well. The police.
It was a murder.
It was a murder. Now, they were wrong place, wrong time. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to give it all away,
Okay.
but like, basically, there was a lot of like police that were corrupted, the detectives were corrupted, and they're interviewing witnesses that were there.
Mhm.
Like, it was so good. It's only 3 parts.
I love
Also
that.
on Netflix. Y'all
Oh, it's
go
on
watch that.
Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Perfect.
It's so good.
That's going to be what I watch tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. And they have like the cute accents,
Oh, I
But
love
like,
it. Wait, like British, UK accents?
Australian.
Oh, Australian. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that's what you said.
It was a really good watch.
Well, what I wanted to mention was that like my favorite type of shows are just like that. I like a
Yes.
good like 3-part series. Sometimes Netflix has those good like 4 to 8 episode binge type of shows. A
Mhm.
good true crime documentary series. So that's
Yes.
right up my alley.
Yeah.
Wait,
it's
okay,
so
what's
good.
it called?
So I think I might be confusing a few.
Okay.
One's Ghost Train. I
Ghost
had
Train.
Escape
That makes
Ghost
sense.
Train, but I think I was also watching Escaping Twin Flames.
Oh, my mom started that. And she said it was really good.
It is really good. So
Okay.
I think I got those mixed together.
Got
So
it.
Escaping Twin Flames, Ghost Train,
Okay.
and Taking Care of Maya.
And Escaping Twin Flames is also about like some like corruption,
It's
cult.
like a cult.
I love cult shows.
Yeah, like it's all about these two people swear that you can find like your twin flame and your
Mhm.
divine love, but it's like
It's like,
nuts.
girl,
Baby.
It sends you on a real ride.
You right. And the guy's like comparing himself to Jesus.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
that's how it always
oh,
goes.
God.
That's how it always goes.
And they pay all this money. Like,
Yep.
no.
Pyramid Scheme Cult.
Colt?
I love those type of shows though.
Yes.
Because I find them so fascinating.
But I want you to watch them because I do want to be able to like
Okay.
really talk about them.
Okay, I'm gonna watch both.
So good.
What is next?
Obsessing.
Obsessing. I'm still obsessing over the Clarity Catalyst class that we're in.
Let's go.
Is that what you wrote too?
I have meditations, but I mean it comes from
They
that,
go hand in hand.
They do.
I just love this course so much. If y'all listen to the episode with Ashley Deaton with the life and wellness coach, she is doing a course called the Clarity Catalyst, and Amber and I are both in it. And so we meet once a week and we talk and we get all of these like life tools and we go off into the world and we come back later that week and we talk about it and move on to the next tool.
Yeah.
And I'm just finding it so much fun.
It is so much fun, and it's really nice when we do come back together just to
Mhm.
see how like everyone's implemented the tools like in their day to day,
Yes.
because everyone does something so different. So
Mm-hmm.
it is super nice. I
Can't.
I
with the
can't.
timer.
I want to throw it. Like,
sorry, y'all. Timer is really out to get us. It's really coming for us. As far as meditation goes,
Obsessed.
I'm obsessed too. I'm still like new into my meditation journey, but in this course, we did the meditation that you had talked about previously, which was meeting your future self.
Yes.
So that was like one of my first real guided meditation experiences, like with other people, because I listen to them like on Spotify sometimes.
Right.
But that was the first time I did it like with someone else talking to me, like an actual person. I was shook to my core. No, literally shook. I was like, after I had to call my mom, I was like
Told
actually
you.
shaking because of the experience that I had. It was so surreal and like so impactful. You have to experience it to know what we're talking about, but it was
Yes.
just like a really impactful meditation.
I second that.
Yeah.
It's unlike anything I've ever experienced before.
Yes.
And like if you don't believe in like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, a higher self,
That's what it really is.
it's like that will make you believe in everything.
Yeah, it really will. And The Untethered Soul, the book that we're reading. Yeah.
The book, the meditation, like I feel so much calmer
Yeah.
in my day to day
Mm-hmm.
just by like journaling and meditating every morning.
Yep, me
I'm
too.
like, what? This is what I've been needed to just like be able
Mhm.
to make decisions and feel
Yeah,
like I just like let things just like, okay.
me too. I've never done that in my life.
No.
I will let shit eat at me
Eat
until
at me. Yes.
until I'm blue in the face. But until I have worked myself up so much in my own head over situations that may or may not have happened, or
Yep.
my own thoughts, or like my own indecisiveness, or like worry about the future. And being in this course and reading this book has really opened my eyes to like my own awareness and how much control I actually do have over my own thoughts. Because I always
Yes.
thought I just didn't. I just thought I was a prisoner to my own mind.
A prisoner to your own mind, and
Mhm.
like I have these thoughts, so this is who I am.
Right.
Instead of like you said, stepping back and being like, I'm just aware that I'm having these thoughts. This actually means nothing.
So true.
What do I do with this thoughts? I let it go, or
Yep.
do I create something? I don't
Mhm.
know. It's
Simply being
so-
aware.
Simply being aware.
Yes. That's it.
Y'all, I'm not kidding.
It's
life-changing.
life-changing. Life-changing.
Jinxies.
Jinxie, and we will have a follow-up episode on this where we'll just talk about it all, like from start to beginning.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think we need like a
Yeah.
full episode on it.
I think so too.
Dedicated.
Yes. But if any of this is like pinging your interest, pick up a copy of The Untethered Soul and just read
Oh my
it.
gosh, you can get it on Amazon.
Yeah.
Prime it to your door. I
We-
think it's like $10.
Yes, we should do
Like
a giveaway of
nothing.
it.
We should.
Really, because people should read the book.
let's do a giveaway.
All right, that's coming soon on our
It's
Instagram.
coming.
Okay, next would be recommending, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm recommending this e.l.f. lip mask.
Ooh.
I know we're kind of like elf girls over here.
Elf.
Um,
We are.
We really are. And it's this, I think it's called the Holy Hydration Lip Mask. I think they have like a Holy Hydration like line right now.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor us, please, because I really do use it every single night,
Please.
along with the Holy Hydration Moisturizer. This like it's like in this cute little blue tube, which I like. I like Elf too because they're all like very shelf friendly, like to have on your
Yes.
shelf. Like everything looks
Yes.
nice. So it's like this nice little blue tube, and it's this lip mask that I've been putting on every night before bed. And I really wake up and my lips are like still like
Nice
juicy.
and juicy.
Yeah. You know when you wake up and you're just like water. Water. This
like,
like
riverbeds
literally
dried up.
dried up. But this has me feeling like nice when I wake up. I love it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out.
It's $8.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
what
I
$8
bet you
from
it's
any
probably
convenience
like the Laneige dupe.
Mhm.
I bet.
It definitely is. The tubes look the same. It's not a tube. What's the
It's
word?
like
I'm
a
looking for?
little
pot.
pot
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely a Laneige
dupe.
A dupe. So y'all need to
dupe?
get that.
I'm not gonna lie though. Elf knows what they're doing
Yeah,
with the
they do.
dupes.
Mhm.
Like the
They really do.
Charlotte Tilbury dupe.
Yep. The foundation that you've been talking about.
Yes.
All of it.
It's so
Those
good.
contour wands.
Yes.
Love it.
I've been wanting to get some of those. Okay, something that I'm recommending is getting rest and not feeling guilty about it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Like I think that's like an obvious, but I think everyone feels so guilty about
Mhm.
just like resting.
Yeah.
And I can't explain how like I just rested this weekend
Mhm.
and I was like, "Oh, I don't feel guilty about not doing I didn't do a single thing around my house this weekend. Not one."
That's amazing. I think so many people relate to feeling guilty about just resting. Because there's so many things on your to-do list that you
Yes.
just want to do. You feel stressed about it. You're like, I have to do this, but you have to prioritize
You have
resting.
to. Like you cannot pour from an empty cup, and I think it's like
Mm-hmm. It's
I
so true.
realize that now more than ever.
Yeah, you cannot be your best self if you are not taking care of yourself.
No.
You need to take care of yourself.
I recommend get some rest.
Yep. Do it.
Even if you're not sick, even if you're just feeling a little
Mhm.
burnt out, take some rest.
Go lay down.
Go lay down.
Read a book and go lay down.
Go dodo. Treat.
I'm
excited for this.
Me too. I'm treating myself to this weekend. I'm going to see The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
I'm so excited for you.
Me too. I'm nerding out and I don't give a fuck. Like I'm so
You shouldn't
excited
give a fuck.
at all. Cause like
Don't care about that.
this is part of the journey of like
Ooh.
just being your true self. Because
Yes. Your inner child is so just like thriving right now, and I think that's what's so important too.
it's so true. I didn't even think about it that way, but it is literally my inner
No.
child.
Yes, it's like
And
your inner teen, and
my
I think
inner
that's
teen.
so overlooked. Like we
Mm.
always hear about like inner child, but like your inner teen too is geeking out.
Yes, and like your inner teen, yourself as a teenager, those years are so transformative and important.
Yep.
And like this is bringing me back to those years, but in such a more positive way. Like because I'm so much more like mentally sound now than I was when I was 18,
Right.
16, reading The Hunger Games. So reading this book, I'm obsessed. It's so good. And I'm really just nerding out. Like I'm going to the premiere. I bought the tickets. I bought a shirt off Amazon. I don't care. I'm wearing it.
You are the cutest. I can't wait to hear all about it.
I know. So me and a couple friends are going, and I'm gonna like buy every snack that I want. I don't care that the Reese's $10. I'm gonna get it,
You need to get it. It's
Because
part
it-
of the experience,
and it tastes better there.
It does.
And I'm gonna get popcorn. I haven't been to the movies in so long.
Wait,
have
I
you?
went to the movies. I went like 3 times in one weekend.
Yeah, you did.
I went and saw
Yeah,
like
you
Barbie,
did.
Haunted Mansion.
Did.
I haven't gone since like COVID, and now I'm going like 3
All the time.
times.
But I love
But
the movie theater.
it is such a good experience.
I
Like when
know.
you like go there and you're like, I'm going to the movies. Let me
Yep.
like put my phone away.
Yep.
It's so nice. You're gonna have such a good time.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much. Bring back like movie theaters. I do feel like they're slowly coming back though.
They are.
Good. Yeah.
Like
Okay, what are you treating yourself to?
Okay, so I bought one of those brushes from TikTok. Like, have you been seeing the like
A hairbrush?
unbrush or U brush, whatever it's called?
No.
Y'all,
I'm surprised I haven't.
it's all over my TikTok. Like,
You had no choice but to buy it.
so I was like, I have to see because my hair gets knotty, and I use
Mm-hmm.
a wet brush. But everyone on TikTok was like, this is better than a wet brush. You have to get this brush. It has to be a specific one because there are fakes. It has to be this one. Y'all,
Okay.
I bought the brush.
She's bringing show and tell. Wait, it's so cute. Is it everything?
Well, I haven't tried it yet. I will say though, it is cute. It's a little like
It's kind of
teeny
small
tiny.
though. Yeah.
Like not really here for it.
I like the color.
It's so light. The color is fresh. It's like
Mhm.
a teal with like light blue specks.
It is cute.
It is cute. Um,
How much was it?
I think it was like $12.
Okay.
But
Keep
it
us
doesn't
updated.
have the little logo on it. And
Mhm.
I thought I bought the real one, so apparently this is a dupe.
Hmm.
But we'll see if it works better than a
wet brush.
a wet brush. I don't know. I'm not really hopeful right now.
Yeah.
It just looks like a
It looks like a normal brush.
brush.
And it is kind of small.
it's tiny. Like
Yeah, and you have like kind of thick hair.
I know I might break this bitch.
You might. Wet brushes are tried and true.
Tried and true.
Tried and true.
They are.
That's the phrase I was
So
looking for.
This might be like, sis, like
Yeah.
don't just get yourself a new wet brush.
That's the thing about like TikTok shop. Like you just never know.
Gosh,
You
no. I
never know.
knew because like the packaging was like the label was in Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
was
you're
like,
like,
"You
this is
got
not what
me."
I asked. You got.
I got.
It happens to the best of us.
So I thought I was treating myself, and your girl just got a
Dope.
regular ass
And
brush.
not in a good way.
Not in a good way. Anyway,
Anywho's.
good news.
Oh yeah. My good news is that it's almost Thanksgiving break.
That's
And
my good news too.
Perfect.
Literally in capital letters. Thanksgiving break.
We're about to be off for a week.
Please and thank you.
And we will be resting and we will not be feeling guilty.
Not one single bit.
No. And I will be eating a lot of food. And like I know
too.
everyone is, but let's just all eat a lot of food and not feel guilty about it. It's okay.
It's okay.
Enjoy it.
Honestly, holiday calories, like I'm convinced, don't count.
They don't definitely
Because
don't
literally
count.
everyone is eating at the same time.
What, are we not going to enjoy this good food that our grandparents prepared for us?
Right.
No.
Get out of here.
That's just disrespectful.
It is disrespectful.
Yeah.
And one thing about me, like I'm gonna eat.
I'm going to eat. And I will.
And I feel good about it.
Yeah. I will be having dessert.
I will. And guess what? I don't dress up.
I don't really either. Like you don't dress up to go to the living room on Thanksgiving, really?
No. So like when we go to Josh's parents, it's like jeans.
Mhm,
Like
that's what I was about to
casual.
say for me, too.
Jeans and like a sweater, maybe some boots.
Yeah.
But like I'm like this at my mom and dad's.
Yeah.
Like sweatpants.
Same exact thing for me. So we'll go to Matt's grandparents and it'll be like casual dress. And
Yeah.
then we go to my mom's after and that all bets are off.
Yes.
Jeans, that's criminal, honestly, to wear it at
What
your
are you
mom's
doing?
house on Thanksgiving. What are you doing? Put on some sweatpants.
Put on the sweatpants.
Yeah.
Like
I am one of those people too. Like when after the event's over, as soon as I get home, like I immediately change. Like I go take my makeup off as soon as I'm getting home from anywhere. Like I immediately the bra off,
what's
makeup off.
Gotta go. No, that's so real.
Okay, are we ready?
I think we're
to
ready.
Move on
Is it time to
to summarize?
summarize?
I think it's time to summarize.
All right, Colby.
All right, here we go. So this is actually the first time that I needed help on the summary because this rebuke
Rebuke.
this book.
this fucking book.
No, literally rebuke this book because this book confused me so much.
And it was aggravating
It was
how
so
confused I
aggravating.
was. Like I was pissed because
Me
I was
too.
confused.
I was like, what's going on?
I'm still confused. I'm not gonna lie.
What's going on?
You guys.
Is anyone else understanding this? So I needed help with the summary. So I got this summary from a website. It's called summary.com. And then I just kind of added some things here and there that like I felt like would be helpful for the listener, the reader, to kind of understand the story.
Yeah.
So shout out to summary.com. This is straight from them. And I'm just going to go for it, okay? I do think that the summary might help you a little bit, Amber.
Good.
Amber Borchers, not Amber Reynolds, because who is Amber Reynolds?
Fuck Amber Reynolds.
Who
We
is
don't
that
even
bitch?
know.
We don't even know. So I think it will help a little bit, but here we go, okay? I also want to mention that the first, like, little summary of the book that you read, I feel like kind of catfished me because, I don't know, just felt like it didn't live up to how good it sounded. So this is what it said. My name is Amber Reynolds. There are 3 things you should know about me. 1, I'm in a coma. 2, my husband doesn't love me anymore. 3, sometimes I lie. So I was like, whoa, that sounds
Intense.
I need to know. And
Yeah.
intense. So this is the summary, and then we'll we'll get into the thoughts. This book begins the day after Christmas, where Amber Reynolds is in a coma in the hospital. Excuse me. Amber is in her 30s, and she is a wife to Paul and an assistant host for a highly rated morning show on the BBC radio. Aware but unable to communicate, Amber struggles to gather details about the car accident that nearly killed her. She's completely conscious in her mind, but her body's paralyzed. She hears fragments of bedside conversations between nurses and her husband Paul, who is a successful novelist, and her sister Claire. She determines the police suspect Paul of having something to do with the accident. The two have grown estranged since the publication of Paul's first book, and Amber admits she suspects he might have been romantically involved with her sister Claire. Amber has walked into Claire and Paul having conversations that looked private and suspicious several times. She also noticed his car at Claire's house one day, though nothing was ever confirmed between the two of them. Amber had hoped that when she found out she was pregnant a few days before Christmas and before her accident, that her and her husband might be able to repair their marriage. The book goes back and forth between timelines, the past diary entries from a preteen age girl, and Amber's life right before the accident. We also get present day when she's currently in a coma. So before the accident that left her in a coma, she had a job at the morning show that was growing tenuous. She's in nearly constant friction with the show's principal host named Madeline Frost, and she's told confidentially to make nice with her or she's going to face termination. Determined to keep her job, Amber and Joe, who's her only friend at the studio, hatches a plan to get Madeline fired. However, we find out later in the book that Joe is actually an imaginary friend. She was never even a real person. So, with the help of Joe, Amber gets Madeline fired. She arranges for Madeline to share her true feelings about one of the station's established charity funds. Madeline, being the really rude and insufferable person that she is, says some really foul things that were all caught on microphone that Amber made sure she accidentally left on her. So after the world hears Madeline's vile words, the station moves on to fire her. So that was one check off Amber's list. In addition to the endless stress at work, though, Amber also reconnects with an ex-boyfriend named Edward Clark, who she meets up with by chance one day. Unknown to her, Edward actually hates her and is still obsessed with her. He's still seething over Amber's past accusations about him and his unwanted advances while they were dating years earlier, when Edward was a promising medical student. These accusations cost Edward any chance of a medical career. Edward now works as a low-level employee at the hospital where Amber now lies in a coma. He blames Amber for him never being able to get his doctorate degree. Although Amber eventually finds out that her sister Claire actually filed the complaints about him that cost him his career, Amber didn't even know that had happened. As Amber struggles internally in her mind to work through the days leading up to the accident that left her in a coma, the reader is given diary entries from 1991, nearly 20 years earlier. The diary entries depict a preteen age girl's life, where she talks about how annoying her parents are and how much she wishes she had the same life as her best friend named Taylor. The girl seems to be obsessed with her friend Taylor and sometimes sounds a little off. We're led to believe throughout the book that the diaries belonged to Amber as a kid, but later in the book we find out that the diary was apparently Claire's, who's not actually Amber's real sister at the time of the diary entries, but a friend she first met when she was 10 years old. At the time, Amber went by her middle name, Taylor. Claire moved from school to school for several reasons she doesn't share, but later she reveals that her propensity for violence and getting into confrontation with other kids caused her to move, and she never found her way to real friendships. She preferred the company of imaginary friends. Claire's diary entry suggests that she often shielded Amber, aka Taylor, from mean girls at school. Claire possibly accidentally causes her then mother, who was pregnant, to fall down the stairs and have a pregnancy loss. Soon after this, Claire is adopted by Amber's parents after Claire's parents die in a Christmas Day house fire, which Claire apparently set as a way to bond with Amber, aka Taylor. Amber's parents treat Claire with more concern than they did Amber once she's adopted. So now we're back in the present day with Amber and Claire are now adults and sisters, and Amber's still in a coma. She starts to understand things that happened before her accident more as she hears more conversations happening around her. She learns that she had a pregnancy loss as a result of the accident she was in. Part of the accident comes to her in flashes. She remembers having dinner with that ex-boyfriend Edward on impulse the afternoon of the station's Christmas party and ends up at his apartment after they apparently had sex, although she suspects he drugged her. In one memory, Amber comes home on Christmas Eve afternoon. She's stunned to find Edward waiting for her. The confrontation is ugly when Edward hits her angrily before Paul comes in and inadvertently saves her. In the days leading up to Christmas, Amber becomes increasingly concerned that Paul may have read Claire's diaries, which has been stored in the attic for years. Back in the present day, at night in the ICU when Amber's alone, Edward comes in her room since he has access to the room as an employee there. He torments her, taunts her in her helplessness, and then one night actually rapes her. She's still in a coma, unable to move, but is completely aware of what's happening in her head. The crime is caught on a hidden camera, though, because Paul placed one in there in hopes of seeing his wife make any kind of movement. As the new year began, Amber struggles to make some signs to show her husband that she's actually aware in her mind. She remembers how in the days leading up to the accident she felt very panicked. She was terrified of Edward and what he did to her. She was terrified that Paul might find out what happened with Edward and not believe her. She was thinking about maybe moving with Paul to America for his book tour, and she was about to tell Paul that she was pregnant after years of trying. She was also still suspicious that something was going on between Claire, her sister, and Paul. Everything seemed to be a mess, and the last thing she remembers is arguing with Claire because Claire threatened Paul for reading her diaries, and then she remembers Claire driving her to the hospital on that Christmas afternoon because she started bleeding and was afraid she might be having a miscarriage. On the car ride there, things got heated between the two sisters, and the car got into a deadly crash with Claire as the driver. After the accident, however, Claire callously left Amber at the wreckage, assuming she was dead. After this realization, Amber manages to lift a finger and whisper to Paul she was now awake. The book is coming to an end here, so weeks later, now recovering from the accident and out of the coma in a hospital, Claire is on holiday with Paul. Amber's on holiday with Paul. Amber reveals to the reader that she poisoned Claire and Claire's husband. She poisoned them and set their house on fire. Now she and Paul are arranging to adopt Claire's twins. She framed her ex-boss Madeline for the murders, who was actually an aunt of Claire's who refused to take her in after her parents died in the house fire all those years ago. Edward has apparently disappeared, although police suspect foul play, and Amber suspects Claire may have killed him. Amber burned Claire's diaries, and now she's free to return to her life with Paul. At the end of the book, while Amber, Paul, and the twins are on holiday, Amber receives a gift. The gift is a gold bracelet that Claire stole from Amber when they were younger. We, the readers, are left to decide who sent the gift. If Claire is supposed to be dead, and Edward is most likely dead. She leaves us off by saying there are 3 things we should know. Her name is Amber Reynolds, her sister Claire is dead, and sometimes she lies. So, is Amber a devious and manipulative psychopath responsible for 5 deaths? Or is she an innocent victim of Claire, her younger friend, who turned into her sister and basically stole her life? Did Claire finally find the strength to free herself? Did Amber finally find the strength to free herself of her sister Claire's toxic love? It's impossible to really know the answers because, as Amber readily and frequently admits, sometimes she lies. And that's it.
And that's it. Well,
That's it.
I'm excited to dive into it.
Me
I'm
too.
so glad I had the summary because it also just
Mhm.
kind of sparked some more things that I felt while reading the book. So
Yes.
I guess we can jump into our discussion-based questions that are
DBQs.
sponsored. Ooh,
This is nice.
nice. Sponsored by Motion by Millie. If you're looking for a new workout routine, look no further than Motion by Millie. With intimate classes, knowledgeable instructors, and an inviting atmosphere, you have the whole package. Speaking of packages, there are multiple packages to choose from that fit your wellness needs. Check out more by visiting motionbymillie.com or visit Motion by Millie on Insta.
Y'all have to check out this studio. We're currently recording here, and it is so amazing.
It really is.
It's such a nice environment.
It is.
Like we said, it's all about the energy and the environment.
It is about the energy and the environment. And honestly, it does feel nice to go somewhere that has that luxe bougie feel.
That's
Let's
so
just be
true.
real about it.
Let's
I
be
love
straight up.
a little chic moment.
Let's BFFR. Be fucking for real.
Be fucking for real. You like to come here.
You love to feel like you're in a bougie, nice environment, and that's what it feels like here.
Absolutely.
So come do
It
Pilates.
sure do. Okay. So, question numero uno. Did the book feel real to you?
I felt like I was in a dream state a lot of the time when I was reading the coma parts,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So the author had a really interesting way of describing what it's like to be in a coma. I felt like her
Mhm.
analogies were really well thought out. Like they were really well written as far as what it must feel like to be stuck inside of your own head. She had really great descriptions. Did the book feel real to me? Not really. I did feel like I was in a dream state. I was like, what's going on? What's real? What's not?
What's going on?
What's going on?
No, it didn't feel real to me at all. I think obviously because it's a twisty thriller,
Mhm.
so it has to be a little far-fetched.
Right.
But it wasn't it didn't hit that.
Yeah.
Edward, the whole Edward situation was just come on.
Why? No, that would not have happened. I'm
like,
sorry.
that's just not how that he's just gonna, like, he just so happens to, like, run into her, and then they go out to dinner, and then he's also in the hospital, and he rapes her I'm just like, no.
The raping her in the hospital part was wild because how?
Right, like, is there
How?
zero security?
Right. That's the thing. Like
No one's
he was and like
monitoring?
it was a little unclear of what his actual position was at the hospital. I'm assuming it was like custodial staff or some
Yes.
janitorial, something like that. So there's just no security. This custodial staff is just he locked the door and he had to be in there for like at least a good 30 minutes.
I know. And no one was, like, checking. No one was doing their rounds.
Right.
I just don't understand.
Yeah.
But I think, like, going back to how you were talking about, like, the author describing,
Mhm.
like, being in a coma, I
Yes.
did think that the writing itself was, like, very eloquent.
Yes, very eloquent.
So there was, like, a quote, "It has a smell of its own time, like a familiar room." And I'm like, what a cool way to describe time.
Yes. That's how I felt
So-
too.
I was, like, very much into that.
Yeah, there were a lot of profound phrases that she said of just like the concept of time. Yeah, and the concept of just being in your own head. So I really did like that aspect of the book.
I wanted to, like, crawl out of my own skin for Amber. I'm
Me-
like, girl, these thoughts.
Me too. We would have needed the clarity catalyst course.
No shit.
Talk about being a prisoner of your own mind. I was
This
like
girl.
I was claustrophobic for Amber, thinking about just laying there in the hospital.
And, like, you're just racing. Your mind just doesn't shut off.
You have nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go.
Literally nowhere
Just
to go.
so much to unpack. Did you feel
Yes.
manipulated by the storyline? On three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just don't know the truth, and I don't like that.
I think that's the way it was designed, don't you?
Yes.
Sucks.
Yeah, and I don't want that. So, okay, I wasn't surprised that Amber was unreliable.
Right.
Like, we found out that some of the stuff she was saying had different truths to it. Like,
Yep.
the fact that her parents were in the hospital talking to her at one point, and then we find out that they were actually dead.
Right.
So that proved, okay, this girl is not reliable.
Yep.
She's seeing shit, she's hearing whatever.
Yep.
Then we found out that her friend Jo was actually an imaginary friend. So she's a grown-ass woman with an imaginary friend. So I was like,
Yes.
she's not well.
She is not well.
And then the title of the book, like, is Sometimes I Lie.
Sometimes I Lie.
So we were told from the jump that it was an unreliable narrator.
Yes.
So I was okay with that.
Yep.
But I think if the book had ended with Amber just killing Claire and, like, moving on, then I would have felt fine. But since the book ended, like, so ambiguous and I was left with so many questions, I did feel manipulated because I still don't know the truth and I don't
Throughout
appreciate
the
that.
entire book, that's how I felt. I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, at least I questioned everything in the entire book. I still don't know what I believe.
Same.
And I think I just have to, like, be okay with moving on with life.
we have to make
and
peace with this.
Making peace with
Yeah.
I will never know the meaning of this book.
I hate that so fucking much.
So much. Like, I
Makes
was
my skin
like,
crawl.
the entire book just seemed like a collection of Amber's thoughts. Like, did any of it actually happen?
And we know the craziness of your own mind. And, like, it was just a collection of her thoughts, like you said. So if someone just got a book of collection of my thoughts, it'd feel the same way.
Sometimes I lie.
Sometimes I lie. What's going on?
Right.
Because that's how crazy your thoughts are. And that really is so true. It was a collection of her thoughts.
Yeah.
What happened?
What happened? We won't know. Okay. If you had to pick one character from the book to go to dinner with, who would it be and why? I also just, like, love this question.
Me too. Wait, I love this one. We should do this one every time.
Yes.
This one was kind of hard for me, but I picked Paul. You did too?
Same.
Because Paul seemed like the only, like, decent, halfway mentally sound person, and I want to pick Paul's brain. Like, what's going on, Paul? Give us the tea. Were you hooking up with Claire?
Were you
let's be
fucking?
real. Was y'all fucking or not?
Was the lingerie in your closet
for her?
for her?
Let us know.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought for sure they
Me
were seeing
too.
each other because I thought Claire's a bitch.
Yeah,
Like,
was
she
a
would
real cunt.
definitely, like, sleep with your sister's husband.
Yeah, she was giving "I'll fuck your husband" energy.
She was giving major.
I will
I'll sleep
fuck
with your husband.
Right, exactly.
But it's funny because I'm not kidding. My notes said if I had to pick one
Literally, my notes, word for word.
to go to dinner with, it would be Paul. I'd pick his brain. I'm not kidding. About Amber and Claire. What has their relationship been like? Did you notice anything weird between them? And like, this is an interview. Like, we're just gonna have some appetizers, but I need to know
Right.
everything.
Over a Mimi Teeny. Let's talk, Paul.
Over
That's
a
hilarious.
Mimi Teeny.
We're the same person. Listen to mine. If I had to pick one character to go to dinner with,
Not the restates.
restate the question before you answer it.
Assertion.
I would go with Paul because I want to know what he noticed about Amber and Claire from his point of view. Wait, I said I would dig deep into finding out what was going on with him and Claire. Like, come on, Paul, tell us the facts.
I'm kind of scared.
Me too.
Mom?
What's going on? That is the overall theme of this book. What's going on?
What's going on? No, stamp it, and we just gotta like
We have to accept it.
move on. Okay, which twist surprised you the most?
The twist. Now I'm restating all my questions.
The
The twist that surprised me the most was the diaries actually being Claire's, not Amber's. I thought the diaries were setting us up to show us that Amber was manipulative and like kind of strange, but we found out that it was actually Claire, her sister, all along. When I was reading, I definitely like got bad vibes and energy from Claire. I just didn't know that like she was the psycho the whole time. I guess. Is she?
Yeah.
You know, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
What,
I mean,
what surprised you the most?
So, what surprised me the most? That Joe wasn't real.
Oh yeah.
Because they were like at the work brunch and she's like shooting the shit with Joe. And then she goes to talk to Edward and Joe's like, come inside. There is no Joe.
So true. I forgot the fact that Joe, apparently, when she's outside talking to Edward, comes out and she's like, you know, trying to pull the
Yes.
save you move, like when your friend sees
Yeah,
an
like
ugly
she was
dude
literally
dancing
being
with
your
you.
bestie.
Yeah. So, from Edward's POV, did he just see Amber turn around and talk to the air?
No, like, or is this really just like all like happening in her brain?
Right. Did any of it happen? Like, that's the thing.
That I was
Did this book happen?
shook by that. I was like, Joe isn't real?
Wait, that's so true. That threw me off. That threw me for a fucking loop. Wow.
Wild.
Wow.
Also, I did put about the journals too.
Yeah, that they
but-
were Claire's.
yeah.
Yeah, I really didn't see that twist coming.
No. And I
like that
like
twist.
that kind of journal
Me
type of
too.
writing too.
Me too.
Okay, who do you feel is the real villain in this story? Because
Who?
Who?
I don't know. I put IDK exclamation mark. If Amber was telling the truth, then the villain would be Claire. If Amber was lying about a lot of it to make maybe Claire look bad, then Amber's the villain. There's a very obvious villain, which is Edward. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
psycho rapist.
Edward is the villain. Madeline,
Madeline was a cunt.
like, hello, you
Yeah.
left your girl.
right.
Wouldn't take her
right.
in.
Right. Wait, her
Wait, how
sister's
did you
kid.
say it?
Her sister's kid. Wait. Yeah. Her
Yes.
sister's. Was it her sister's kid? Was Claire?
Yes,
Okay.
Madeline's sister. Yeah,
Right.
Claire is Madeline's
Yeah.
niece.
Right. So the parents burned in a fire, and she was like,
Yeah.
"I don't want the child, but I will be taking the house."
So, bye.
So Claire had to go live with Amber's parents, which Claire didn't mind. That's what she wanted the
That's
whole
what
time
she wanted
anyway.
the whole time.
Yeah, and she was just a terrible boss, Madeline. The Madeline storyline was stupid to me. I found
Madeline
it-
Frost. I know, I could have done without it.
I could have done without it.
She was just kind of like, I guess, an added layer to show like the lengths of things that Amber would do for Claire.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Because I was wondering what is the point of this plot line, but that does make sense to kind of show the tight grip that Claire had
Yeah.
on Amber's life.
Like, she
Because-
ruined her career for
Claire.
Claire.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
true.
framed her for murder.
Right.
Murder.
Murder.
Murder. Who left the bracelet at the end?
Okay. So this ending part, aside from all of the, is what Amber's saying real? Is this book just a collection of her thoughts? By the end of it, I might have felt a little more clarity if it had just ended with she killed Claire, because
Yes.
if it had just been like, okay, Claire was always freakishly obsessed with Amber to the point that
Yes.
she basically tried to steal her life as a child. She wove her way into Amber's life. She became her sister, and she kind of just always had like her talons leached into Amber's back.
Exactly.
And Amber couldn't take it anymore, so she murdered her. Okay, she took her kids for her own.
Hmm.
She got her.
Murder.
Murder. That's the title of the episode. Murder.
Murder. How
So
do you spell that?
Murder.
Murder.
So she took Amber's children for her own, and her and Paul go on to live a happy life she gets away with murder.
Right.
okay, it would have been like, that's fine. But then the bracelet comes back and makes you go, what? Who sent
the
it? Because,
frick?
right, because any theory that we might have has a million plot holes and just completely discredits another theory.
Mhm.
So maybe it was Amber who, this is my theories. Maybe it was Amber who left the bracelet in the end. Maybe since we know from the diaries in the past that Claire is manipulative, maybe Claire and Paul actually were having an affair and they decided to
Mm.
take the kids and leave Amber behind and go to America. When the baby
Ooh.
said mommy at the end, she was actually talking to Claire, her real mommy. Maybe Claire took on Amber's persona finally, like completely, just like she always wanted to do, even from a young age. However, and then Amber sent her the bracelet as one final, like, fuck you, like, I know what you did.
Mm-hmm.
However, there's so many plot holes in that as well. Like, given the theories that given the end that we were presented, like, that wouldn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So I don't know who sent the bracelet.
And now look, I don't have a lot to back this up.
Yeah.
I feel like it was Claire.
Like, she's
I
still
don't think she's
alive.
like actually dead.
That would make the
Again,
most sense.
Plot holes. Poisoned, burned. She escaped. I don't know.
Right.
But I'm trying to think because I have like 2 theories that I found.
Yeah.
Do I
Let's-
say them now?
Yeah, let's say them because,
Before we like get into the last.
yeah, like our final thoughts.
Okay. So this theory is from Alice Cooking. It was like this little website I found. I'm like, okay, cooking and booking.
Ooh, cute.
So Claire killed Edward, survived the fire, and came after Amber. The bracelet could have been left by Claire or Edward, but the little twin said mommy to Amber. I don't think she was calling Amber mommy. I think she was telling Amber that she had just seen her mommy.
Ooh, I like that theory.
Like, that could work.
That could work. That doesn't have as many plot holes as the one that I just said, because the only plot hole would be that she somehow escaped being poisoned and burning to death.
Right.
But,
Like-
sure, maybe.
Maybe.
It's possible. She had a second wind. She was like, not
A
today.
second win.
Not
Gotta
today.
get this bracelet to that bitch.
One final
Like
time.
pulling her stuff out of
Right.
the house.
That would make sense, and the mommy thing would make sense. The mommy thing threw me
Yes.
off too because it had only been like a month after, or it wasn't like a lot of time after
No.
the baby's the twins' parents had died. So she's already calling someone else mommy. I was like, So yeah, maybe that was Claire walking in, like that. She dropped the bracelet, and she was like, "Boom, bitch, I'm back."
I'm back.
Okay, I can handle that
Mhm.
one. That kind of makes sense.
Yes.
Did you have another one?
I do have one more.
Okay, let's hear
So
it.
this is, I found, it was Jen Ryland Reviews.
Mhm.
I think there is a strong case that Claire, like Joe, is imaginary or an
Okay.
alter ego of Amber. Claire and Amber have the same birthday. They are 2 peas in a pod who even look alike. Though Claire bleaches her hair blonde, Amber says she remembers her parents bringing Claire home from the hospital. Maybe Amber had a sister named Claire who died in the fire that killed her parents, and she imagines Claire as still alive. Like Joe, Amber says that Claire still dresses as though we were young. Amber also says that Claire doesn't use email or social media. Therefore,
Ooh.
it's all made up.
That just kind of gave me goosebumps. There's one other thing that I just thought of as you're saying that to kind of back that theory up was when Claire was moving, and in the journal she doesn't want to leave Taylor behind. So Joe, the imaginary friend, is like, just cut your hair and you'll look like her, and every time you look in the mirror, you'll see Claire. That kind of backs up the fact
Yes.
that she could be Claire, like an alter
It's all just like alter egos.
alter egos. Definitely would be some plot holes because who was the girl at the hospital talking to Paul the whole time if it wasn't Claire?
Or
'Cause-
was she there at all?
Or was she there at all?
Like, was Paul actually talking to anyone, or was it in her head?
Wait, right. That's so true.
Because, like, she was hearing voice. I don't know.
Mhm.
It does get, like,
Yeah, because she was hearing voices and making up stories in her head while she was in a coma. So how are we supposed to know what was real and what was in her head? Because she's in
Exactly.
a coma. She can't
yes,
see shit.
Exactly.
So true. All right.
I don't
can
know,
go
it's-
with that too. But the thing is that I'm pissed off about is that we won't ever know.
We're not going to know. I wonder if anywhere, if, like, the author talks about it.
We need to look at. We
We
need to.
do.
I feel like we would have seen it because, like,
Honestly, though, I'm in a place where I'm like, meh, I
yeah,
just
I'm
want to
over
move
it.
on.
I want to forget. I want to forget you, and move on.
What is that?
It's
That's
something-
Lauren Conrad.
Yeah, it's from The Hills. She's like, I want to forgive you.
And I want to
I
forget
wanna
you.
Forget you. And that's how I feel about this book.
Let the rain
Fall down. and wake my dreams. I'll forgive Alice Feeny, but I won't forget this. I will
I
not
will
forget how she
not.
made me feel.
Forget this.
That's like my favorite Maya Angelou quote. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel.
Put some respect on her name.
I don't know. Okay, so that leads me into maybe like overall thoughts.
Yes.
Okay. I liked my time with the book, I suppose.
Yes.
I liked the audiobook because I
Agreed.
really liked the narrator's voice and I liked her British accent. So
She was a gem.
she was a gem, and I'm not mad about the time that I spent with it because I enjoyed the narrator's
I
accent.
did too.
I did feel invested throughout the book, and I wanted to know the truth. I liked the author's writing style and her tone. Like, I felt like she had really nice phrases and profound sentences.
For sure.
It was easy to read, and each chapter left on some type of cliffhanger that made you want to keep reading, and I like that. I like books that have interweaving timelines and the journal, like you said.
I love a journal.
So it was pretty upfront with showing the reader that Amber might be an unreliable narrator. The title alone tells us that she could be a liar. So I didn't feel blindsided by some of the plot twists that came at her expense. However, I felt more confused often than not, and I don't like that in a book.
Mm-hmm.
The ending really ruined the entire book for me because I prefer an ending that's not ambiguous. I like an ending that wraps things up in a way that makes you go like, okay, that's it. Like, I got it. I don't like an ending that makes you go, wait, what's the truth? That really bothers me. So that's how I feel. Like, what was a lie? What wasn't a lie? There's two plot holes that I found too that I wanted to take note of
Mm-hmm.
that I still need answers on, but like we said, we'll probably never get. One of them was what was up with Claire and Paul. Like, she caught them in strange situations several times. If let's go off the theory that everything she witnessed was real. Okay,
Mhm.
that it wasn't in her head, she wasn't just making up stories. So if she actually did see Claire and Paul in those strange situations, like, what was going on? Also, the last diary entry that she read from Claire was about when Claire's house was set on fire when they were kids, and she said, Taylor made me do it. Meaning Amber made
Yes.
Claire do it. So what's the truth? Is Claire crazy or is Amber? And there's one more thing. When adult Claire and Amber went in the car driving to the hospital before the accident, Claire tells Amber something like, things would be better if you just stopped lying all the time. Claire told Amber that. So, what?
And so, like, for me, I keep thinking about if it's all in Amber's head, she's
alter ego.
driving, and it's her voices, all the voices.
Yep.
Things would be better if you just stopped lying. She gets in a crash.
No, you're right.
I think I'm leaning more towards this is all in her head.
Me too. The alter ego thing.
The alter
fact
egos.
that Taylor,
It's all of her voices.
I think you're right too. Taylor, Amber, and Claire all the same person.
Yes.
Also, that would make sense for whenever she says, what was the first plot hole I said?
But if that was the case, then that means David, the twins, none of them are real either.
That right, and that's a lot to have two twin kids not be real. But when she said, "Oh, in the diary
like-
entries, Taylor made me do it," that would make sense for the alter ego thing too. Because she's
Yes.
saying like the voice in my head made me do it.
Yes.
Taylor.
Taylor made me do
But
it.
then, like you said, the plot hole of there's other characters who would have to come into play, or maybe Claire and Amber and Taylor, all the same person, really did have twins. And
Maybe.
she just, I don't know. I'm done. See, I don't
That's
want a
too
book to make me
much.
feel like this.
I don't want to think this hard.
Right. I don't either.
I'm supposed to enjoy this.
Right.
Honestly, I just was kind of confused at the end. Meh. I'm still like, what is it? And I think some people might absolutely love that.
Mhm.
Like, I just keep thinking about it. I keep guessing. And no, not me. I agree with everything you said.
Yes.
I want it to be done.
Yep.
Signed, sealed, delivered. I know how it ends, and I can move on. I probably won't recommend this book to others.
That was exactly what I was about to say. Because of all that, I won't recommend it.
I'm not recommending.
Done. We're done.
But-
you're done.
It was a good time.
Yes. It made
Okay.
for a good episode.
It made for a good episode.
Listener thoughts, I have two.
Yes.
Listener thoughts are brought to you by Drink Root. So, kava. It's what I'm drinking right now. I'm enjoying it so much. Kava is a relaxing beverage made from the root of the kava plant. The plant hails from the South Islands and is crowned to be the national drink of Fiji. It is best known for its anti-anxiety and sedative properties. They are selling it as Instacava, which is dehydrated kava juice that you can easily take anywhere. So I like to mix mine with water and some flavored electrolytes. It makes it taste yummy. Once some time passes after you take your first sip, you may start to feel a calm wave of euphoria slowly washing over you, like you're laying down head first on the beach and waves are gracefully lapping at your head. How relaxing is that? Unlike alcohol, there isn't normally a moment where you slam hit a wall and you're kava drunk. It's much more mellow. Try out this drink if you're searching for that unwinding feeling without the other effects that alcohol brings. So y'all can head to our Instagram and click on the link in our bio to purchase your kava. The kind we recommend is called the Raw Epicure Dehydrated Kava, and it's sold on their website for only $23. So that's a really good price point. We'll also have the link in the podcast description. Okay, so let's go on to our listener
Let's
thoughts.
hear it.
One listener said, I don't have a solid theory on the ending, and that really bothers me. I do think it's a possibility that an affair was happening between Paul and Claire, but it's also evident that Paul loved Amber. I agree that one of the kids could have seen her, and I definitely thought of that, but why wouldn't she take them? Talking about Claire popping up at the end. Like that's
take
why
the
they
twins
said
back?
Yeah, and that's why they said mommy. I don't really think there's one answer that ties it all together. I think the title of the book that the author gave was licensed to leave it open, thus causing some unreliability, which I really don't like. Edward may still be alive, which means the book is then a central idea of her being stalked, not that she lies, which now if I'm thinking about it doesn't really fit the central theme so much. I don't know, it's all disjointing and annoying. I like a nicely wrapped tie to the end. Why get to the end of a book if it doesn't actually end? I give the ending 2 big middle fingers. I don't recommend it to others. Now, if there was a sequel, I'm not as mad, but it's still unfair to leave readers who invested in these psychopaths. For goodness sake, they had fucking imaginary friends as adults. I accepted this as part of her character, so I at least deserve to know what happened. Which, like, word.
No, like,
Word.
word.
Real shit.
That was a really...
Beep.
Bitch, I know you're lying.
It's-
Just one beep.
It's Amber, Claire, and Taylor coming for
Like,
us.
is that confirmation? Did we get it right? That was really good listener thoughts.
Yes. And then secondly, we have Haley. She just said straight up she didn't like it because she didn't know the truth. So I think a lot of people feel the same.
Yeah.
But you know, it's interesting.
I feel that.
I was looking on Goodreads because I wanted to read like a 5-star review about this book.
Mhm.
There's so many people love
That's what-
it and are
well,
obsessed with it.
That's why I was like, I think some people, like, this is
Mhm.
probably exactly what they love
Yeah.
about a book.
You know, this podcast is really taking us on a journey of finding out the genres that we like
Mm-hmm.
and sticking to them. I still would choose a book like this any day over like a romance or
Me
like a dark
too.
romance. Like,
Yeah, me too.
I just don't like the not having the answers. That's all.
I agree.
That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, we did it.
We did
We're
it.
moving on. We're letting go. We're forgetting and forgiving.
And y'all, I think you're going to just love what's next on the bookshelf.
I think so too.
We're doing it.
We're doing it, y'all.
We're doing it big this time. And all of you fans better chime in for listener thoughts because we want to hear from you for our next episode.
Y'all better tap in.
Tap in. So next on our shelf is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yaros.
It's Fourth Wing.
It's Fourth Wing.
I'm shook.
We're doing it.
Yeah, we're going
Like,
for it.
we're going to do it.
We're gonna do it.
So we're going to just like dive into the elite world of War College for Dragon Riders.
I love it.
And like,
It's just so-
honestly,
it's
like,
such a pivot.
I just want to like keep it so short and sweet. Like,
Yeah.
we're going to hang out with Violet.
We're gonna hang out with dragons.
Sorngale.
Violet Sorngale.
Like, can you believe it?
I can't believe we're doing this because it's such a pivot. We have said on this podcast multiple times that like fantasy is just not for us. And I really am excited to try it out.
I am too.
Victoria, my sister-in-law, says that Fourth Wing is the perfect entryway, like gateway drug into into fantasy.
Well, we're going to take it and we're going to indulge.
We're gonna indulge, and you had mentioned this earlier, and I want to do this too, but I'm just gonna be completely open
Mhm.
and just go in,
Yes.
go all in.
I think I put blocks up
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like, I don't read fantasy. Like, I like thrillers, psychological thrillers, horrors. And I'm like, nope.
Yeah,
I'm going to like enjoy the storytelling.
yeah.
I sent Colby a link to like the family tree and like getting to know the map of the world. I'm like, we're doing this. Like,
yeah.
we're going all in.
We're going all in, and that's the thing about fantasy too, that it felt like a chore at first because I'm like, oh,
Yes.
do I really want to build? Do I want to sit through the world building
Right.
of a book?
Yeah.
But I actually do want to. Like, I'm intrigued. So many people love this book,
and I need to know what the hype is.
We
We
have
need
to.
to know.
We need to know, and if we don't love it, that's okay too. Like, there's
but we'll talk about it.
we'll talk about it. and We'll be completely honest, and we're gonna try to read both.
We are going to try to read both.
We're committing, and we're gonna go into it completely open. And there's also the author just released that they're gonna have a movie.
I know. So we're just fangirling.
We're fangirling.
We're
We're gonna
fangirling.
go all in. We're gonna go to the movie. We're gonna like make it a whole thing. So y'all go get your copy of Fourth Wing, and y'all probably already have it. Like,
right.
We're
What
late.
we're late to the game. So
We're
like
and we recognize that.
reread the book.
Right. We recognize that, and we're still going with it.
Yeah.
And like we said, y'all need to tap in because
Let us know your thoughts on it because honestly, y'all are going to probably have such a different like approach because you already know all the things and we're just learning. So
and when
help us.
when you're immersed in a book like this, like you care so deeply about it.
Yes.
So I want to hear from
it's
the
like your
fans.
favorite TV series.
Yeah,
like
it's-
I think I'm like, okay, let's get invested in a series.
It's like me with The Hunger Games.
Right.
Like, I'm a freak. I'm being a psycho.
well, that's how like I got like that with Game of Thrones.
Me too.
So I was like,
Mhm.
dragons.
Yeah.
I can do it.
We can do it. It's so fun. To
I'm
be like that.
excited.
Okay, so
the
go get
next
Fourth
time
Wing. We'll be talking about Fourth
we'll be
Wing.
talking about Fourth Wing.
Okay, thank y'all so much for listening. Go follow us on Instagram at Open Books Podcast, TikTok at The Open Books Podcast, and we'll talk to y'all very, very soon about Fourth Wing.
Fourth Wing. Love ya.
Love y'all. Bye.